I said the side chick comment, that's how I felt. I still feel that way. Because it's clear that he's been proven to be a liar to not only me, but to you, correct? No, he hasn't.
How do you hoes act like if you ain't in no relationship, you gon' die? Y'all be weak in the knees. Stand up! Stand up!
Correlate. If y'all were together, you'd be living in Minnesota. You wouldn't be calling him, harassing him for your rent money.
Oh, girl.
I'm not gonna sit.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're gonna be talking about Basketball Wives Orlando Season 1, Episode 5. And, I mean, it's a continuation of the story developing on. But y'all, like, comment, and subscribe if this is your first time seeing my channel. Please hit the subscribe button right there, and enjoy the video.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, want it, securing the bag.
Alright, so we open up with Lindsay. She's basically talking to her baby daddy, talking about, okay, are you gonna be able to come and see me give birth? That's her main thing, because she's literally about to pop any day now. She's just like, okay, she wants to make sure she gets the timeline right, which I get it. But you know, for me, Lindsay has definitely faded into the background, which I see why she's more of a supporting character. And, you know, we'll see what happens in Season 2, even if she gets called back. We don't know. But, you know, it is what it is.
Just waiting for you to get here and see me and the child.
I ain't in no rush.
Wait a damn minute.
We transport over to Danny and Mackenzie. This is like the major portion of this whole entire episode. So Danny finally sits down with Mackenzie, because, you know, she was like, I don't go to a side bitch. That's what she said, right? Mackenzie's basically mad that Danny called her a side chick, and she's just like, look, you weren't with him when we started talking, so I'm just like, you can't call me that. That's not fair. And Danny's just like, you know, at the end of the day, the timelines are, you know, muddled, and I don't like the fact that, you know, you're my man. And she keeps referring to him as her man, or, you know, and I'm just like, you need to stop having ownership of this man when y'all literally broke up, and you said that y'all broke up. Y'all are finito, nothing done, right? So it should not be an issue, or to be honest, you shouldn't care.
It's very hard to sit across from somebody like you who's actually in a relationship with Rashad, who I have been with for 10 years.
So, you know, Danny opens up that, you know, basically the reason why she broke up with Rashad is the fact that he didn't want to be monogamous. He wanted to be in a non-monogamous relationship, which, if that's the case, I doubt that he would change his mind just because he's with Mackenzie. So 9 times out of 10, he still had those beliefs moving forward, right?
The relationship with Rashad fell apart due to him wanting to be non-monogamous. That is not something that I want to participate in, but he was adamant about that.
So, you know, she said, like, at the end of the day, I still stand on the fact that I called you a side chick, so it is what it is. Mackenzie, she smirks, and she's just like, okay, whatever. Mackenzie says, like, look, I didn't know, Mackenzie's like, look, I didn't know who you were until I looked on Morgan's page, and I saw that y'all were over here, you know, cool, you're coming out here to film. It was what it was, so I didn't know you until then. Then it's like, at the end of the day, if you knew Rashad, and you was over here looking at Rashad stuff, you knew of me. I've been with Rashad for 10 years. The coaches know me, the trainers know me, the agents know me, everybody knows me. So don't sit up here and act like you just oblivious about me.
Because it's clear that he's been proven to be a liar to not only me, but to you, correct? No, he hasn't. Are you sure about that? I'm sure.
I understand that Danny is upset that the timelines are muddled, but this is the 4th time we have talked about this. So now I'm thinking, okay, they're dating, they're cool. What else is going on, right? Because he's with her. So I'm trying to figure out, like, you already called her a side chick. You already said that she was with him when you were with him. Do you want her to prove it to you? You want her to basically explain it? I'm confused on what do you want out of the situation. Because you said, I'm going to check, you know, I checked the girls, da-da-da-da. So there's more than one girl, so you know that Rashad does that. Then he basically tells her, like, look, at the end of the day, you were in my position last year with Neat. So how can you not give me some type of empathy and sympathy, this and third?
The common denominator is the man, obviously. Meek understood that. Mackenzie, why you can't understand it?
Mackenzie's like, look, that's irrelevant, because at the end of the day, you call me a side chick, and I'm not that. Y'all weren't together. That's what it was. To be honest, Mackenzie, it does matter. Because if he's lying to her about certain things, what makes you think he's not lying to you? And obviously, with your situation, you were in her shoes. You've been through her situation. So to be honest, you should have some type of empathy towards her, because literally, you went through it. And as mad as you was in those flashbacks that we saw early in the season, with Neek and just like, oh, you know, this and the third, my kids, you can't be my man, blah, 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 all that, then you can't sit up here and just be so oblivious of why she's so upset. So in the confessional, Danny's like, at the end of the day, the common denominator is the man. And my whole thing is like, okay, if the common denominator is the man, then why did you over here go off on her in the beginning? You threw shade at her, you was rude to her, you was mean to her, but you didn't give her the common courtesy of a conversation. But by you saying the common denominator is a man, maybe this is like an afterthought. Maybe she's thinking back on like, look, this is what it was. But I'm like, in those first moments, you came at her really heavy because you're like, oh, she's a side chick, she's a side chick. So I'm just confused on that, right? Mackenzie tells her, like, you know, I was just around Rashad a few days ago, probably hours ago, and Danny was like, look, I was around him too. I had to drop on my kids.
For your sake, and I just saw him too when he dropped my kids off. So no. Have you been around my kids?
She was like, so were you around my kids? Have you been around my kids when I was with Rashad or dropped my kids off? Mackenzie, she just starts smiling, and that's where one thing I'm just like, look. At the end of the day, Mackenzie, I doubt you want anybody around your kids or you like somebody you don't know or don't approve of. We don't know. I don't care. But I mean, I wouldn't play around with that because I feel like Danny probably would pop off on you. Like, so I just like, just be upfront. Just like, no, I haven't been around your kids. Just leaving it open ended is just, I mean, it's cause for more drama. So Danny revealed, she was like, oh, at the end of the day, before you went to Tulum with Rashad, you was on my page. And Mackenzie was like, yeah, I was on your page because I was just trying to see if y'all were like together or not.
I was looking to see if there's any sign of you with him. I didn't see anything. You saw it. Wait, Mackenzie, didn't you say you didn't know about me?
So for me, that just confirms everything Danny just said. So you were trying to see if they were together or not. You're talking about, oh, y'all weren't together. Girl, it was a picture or a video or what the fuck ever. So how can you even, people post on the social media what they want you to see. So for you to be like, oh, I didn't see anything that made y'all look like y'all together. And for me, I'm just like, okay, so Mackenzie's dumb as hell. Yeah, Mackenzie's dumb as hell because you're trying to convince yourself that this man wasn't talking to Danny while talking to you. And now I'm realizing that, you know, Mackenzie, 9 times out of 10, you probably was on the side. You probably was at the tail end of the relationship, which is not Danny's fault. It's not your fault because you didn't know.
I mean, you didn't know.
But it's more so his fault. So Mackenzie hits her with a low blow because they kept going back and forth. And she was like, okay, but you're over here harassing and begging your baby daddy for money to pay your rent, huh?
It's not correlate. If y'all were together, you'd be living in Minnesota. You wouldn't be calling him, harassing him for your rent money.
Ooh. That would have probably got me too because I'm just like, bitch, he told you that? And Danny's over here just like, at the end of the day, how dare you? You should have some grace. You should have, you know, this, that, and the third. I'm just like, girl, y'all are beefing. Y'all ain't cool. Y'all ain't friends. Y'all ain't nothing. She don't owe you anything. She don't owe you an explanation. She don't owe you an apology. She don't owe you a thank you. She don't owe you a hello. She don't owe you nothing. Y'all ain't cool. So I'm just like, why would you expect anything from her?
Woman, you fought hard to keep Dwayne in your life. And how dare you not have grace and understanding for a woman like me? Given I do. You last year.
And then on the flip side, with Mackenzie, how are you this delulu? Girl, you were just delusional at some point because it's just like, you know, this man. At some point, if I keep hearing the same thing, I would start having the question, regardless of how he treat me or whatever. I'm just like, let me just ask this man just to see. Let me cross my T's and dot my I's just to make sure, right? But no, Mackenzie's just in la la land because the dick probably good. And she just like, yes, he took me down, girl. We hop over to Milan and her sisters are in town and we find out, unfortunately, that her brother was murdered. My prayers go out to the family. You know, that is something that's tragic. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So my prayers go out to her and her family. But I'm happy that Milan is trying to show a positive representation to her sisters and, you know, hold them accountable for one, crashing a rental car. And two, how did they even get a rental car at 17, 13 years old?
You're almost grown. That's different. We got some years with Gwendolyn. That's why we don't want her to think just because she's hanging around you, she can do the things you can do. That's not how it works.
Lapse in parenting? I don't know, but it was what it was. Next part is very triggering to me, so y'all bear with me. Disclaimer, I don't know Megan's full story with her mom. I'm just going off on what I see in the show. So this is why I'm giving these opinions of how I am, because I don't know the backstory. So here we go.
Girl, can I have a shot too, child? My nerves bad. So what you like? Tequila.
So Megan waits for her mom at a restaurant, and she tells the girl, like, girl, you give me a 2 Casamigo shots, tequila shot, a Henny shot. I need something to numb the pain. She is anxious. She's on edge. And I understand that feeling, because when I tell you that me and all my other siblings feel like that around my dad is the only person that literally will make me feel on edge. No other human being can make me feel that way besides my dad. And it's low-key feel like fear. But I'm at the age now where I'm just like, I'm over the BS, where it's like, if you buck, I'm bucking too. And I don't like saying that. I don't, because like I said, there's aspects of my dad that I love, but I can't tolerate the disrespect no more, right? So with Megan, I feel for her. And her mom, baby, her mom is something else. It's condescending, but we're gonna get to it. So, her mom walks in. It's very pleasant, but I noticed that, they didn't hug. They just exchanged general hellos. I'm just like, okay, I see where it's at. They don't really have a relationship like that.
Hey, Megan. Come on.
Megan tells her, like, she resents her because she prioritizes her brother Brian over her. Like, she does stuff for her brother, but don't do stuff for her. And, she needed a mother when she was younger. And she was like, you weren't there. You never was there. So I needed you there. Megan's mom said, look, I can take accountability for some of that, but all of that, I'm not taking that. I'm just like, oh, okay.
Some accountability. I let somebody take over what I should have been doing, okay? And that was raising my children together.
Her mom's like, you make it seem like, I didn't want you, I didn't love you, and that's not the case. But to be honest, how is she supposed to know that when you left her with her grandmother? Like, my whole thing is, as a child, that would create trauma, abandonment issue, mommy issues. Like, that would create so many type of issues that and mind you, did you explain why you left? Did you explain why you had to go and, live your life or do whatever you had to do? And it seemed like you did not explain that, because if you would have explained that, then maybe Megan would have understood it as a grown-ass adult. And Megan's mom, she's just like, you use your platform to, put us down, and it's embarrassing.
So I'm not understanding why you're getting on these platforms and just using your family and putting us down. It is so embarrassing.
What's embarrassing is that the fact that you can't take responsibility of your actions, and you couldn't even step up to be a parent. As the child, we didn't ask to be here. You did what you did, and then we came out, and then you pushed us onto someone else. That don't make no sense to me. For real. Like, how can you blame Megan for your responsibility and the lack of responsibility? And now that she's feeling this way, now it's just like, oh, you can't feel this way about me. I can take some of it, but not all of it, because at the end of the day, I did my best. What did Brandon say? Almost doesn't count. You could do your best, and people can empathize on you for your best. But obviously, you didn't do enough for her to even try to empathize, because obviously there's a gap between your relationship. Because if you would have did more and she would have understood it, y'all be closer together, right?
You don't call me. You don't say, Mama, can I help you? Or y'all, okay?
Her mama talking about, you don't call me, you don't try to come and help me, you don't ask me if I need anything. And I'm just like, girl,
have you lost your mind?
I would be damn. Literally, I would be damn. If I would sit up here and want to help you, and you want me to take responsibility of you, the parent, when I wasn't even your responsibility. Make that make sense. I wasn't your responsibility, but you want me to have some type of ownership or responsibility for you to pick up the phone and ask you if you need anything. You need any bread or milk? That's not how that works. Megan starts to cry, and you could just tell that she is angry. Like, her mom is over here talking, and she doesn't want to pop off and go there with her mom. She's trying to respect her and try to give her that respect, because mind you, this is the most I've seen Megan be very docile. Her shoulders are folded in, which is showing a very, sad body language. I think she slouched over, her eyes are looking down, she's not making eye contact, she's talking very, you know, low, and it just seems very much like a child, reverting back to a child and like to that, you know, insecure self. And like we never seen Megan like that. Megan has always been that confident girl, you know, I'm pretty, I'm the pretty girl, you know, at the end of the day anybody can get slapped. We all know that Megan. So it's just like, it's really, you know, the diametrical opposite of that, right? And Megan, she's like, how can we get better? Like, how can we move forward? And Megan's mom, like, you know, at the end of the day, we both have to own our part, you know. You have to respect me, I have to respect you.
Like, what do you feel like can make the situation better? Because, I don't know. We have to respect one another.
Right? Her mother didn't hear her with this low blow, and it really ate me up because she was like, you know, at the end when the lights go out and, you know, when the green screen get dark, you're gonna be in a dark place. I'm just like, girl, what? Megan gets up obviously because she's just like, girl, I'm over it.
Turn black, you're gonna be in a dark place. Okay, you know what? It's cool. I'm just gonna go. Okay. I'm just gonna go.
And you know, like I said, I just want to hug Megan because I know how frustrating it was. Because mind you, I've had a conversation with my dad face to face, and my dad was like, okay, where did I go wrong? And for me, I'm just like, for you to even sit up here and say, where did you go wrong? When I have graduated with 2 degrees, I have put myself through college, I have done everything for myself without anybody else's help but my own. And now I'm in corporate America and do what I gotta do. For you to sit here and say, where did I go wrong? My whole thing is that you don't have the authority to sit here and talk to me in that manner. Anyway, so me and my dad, we had choice words back and forth because it's like, I'm not that child that was scared, that was bruised, that was beat down. I'm not that child anymore. I don't know if it will ever get to that place again. And that's the sad part. But I feel Megan. So we see, at the end of the episode, we see 2 scenes. We see Lindsay, Milan, Mackenzie, and Ashley. They meet up at Mackenzie's daughter's birthday. And, you know, Lindsay brings up Danielle. And Mackenzie's like, why are we bringing up Danielle at my daughter's birthday? Like, I don't want to talk about her. Y'all always bring her up.
I feel like Lindsay shouldn't be bringing up Danielle at all. I keep coming and sitting down and trying to mingle. And every time I sit down, I hear Danny DeVille being brought up. Why?
Girl, we always bring her up because you got beef with her. Come on. So, you know, Milan basically tells her, like, look, at the end of the day, I don't fool with Danny because, you know, she put her hands on me, and no ma'am, like, once you do that, you cross the line. Y'all are mean girls. It is what it is. And Ashley's just like, look, there's 2 islands and we're going back and forth, so you got to pick and choose. Then we hop over to Danielle, Morgan, and Megan, and they meet up and they talk about how, you know, Mackenzie's trying to insinuate that she was around her kids.
And my children, I told her, I said, bitch, that'll get you drugged. I'm proud of Danielle for being able to keep her cool, because I'm not sure I would be able to do the same.
And then, you know, they bring up how Mulan is basically just faking, and she's trying to play the middle, but she's just fake. But we'll see where it goes, y'all. Like I said, Orlando has been good so far. I'm vibing with it, and let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Brian Keith, LG, Black View. Bet you didn't know we the Holy Trinity. Now let a God stop a y'all and break your head here. Step into the room and get up in the bed. It tastes sweet, that's cause I'm good. It tastes sour cause I'm better than the hood. Cause I get you hyper when I'm running all around cause I excite ya. Let me talk real quick. You can't even get with the shit. You wanna go toe to toe with my flow? This sour candy all I really ask you for. Now I got to go.